Hello everyone, I'm Sumit Goyal and I welcome all of you to Python video series by BISP. Recently, I came across a requirement from one of my clients that they want to integrate Python script with .NET, and I found this an interesting and information topic. Therefore, I decided to share the same with all of you. So in this video, I will be going to tell you that how can we integrate Python with .NET and execute Python script directly from within .NET application, either by using command line code or by using Windows application. So in order to integrate Python in with .NET is we need to have a library, and that library we call as a Python tool. So the tool which will help to integrate Python with .NET is Python VI tool. So let's look at the tool. That's the tool Python PTVS. It's a Visual Studio 2012. So it's a Python tool 2.1.1 for Visual Studio 2012. You can get the link of this tool to download on your system from the URL given below within this in this video. So because I have already configured it, so I'm going to cancel it. I have already installed this tool. I have already set up this tool. So once you're done with this tool, we need to start our Visual Studio. So I start my Visual Studio, and in that Visual Studio, we'll be going to use this tool. So I click on New Project, and I'm going to create a new console application. So as I've told you that Python can be integrated, or Python we can use Python integration tool both for console application as well as for desktop application. So in this case, I'm going for console application. So I select console application, choose the location. We can give a name to this or simply click on OK. So it will create a new console application in the environment. After that, we need to add the reference, because as you can see here, we don't have any reference to integrate with Python or to execute the Python code from within this .NET. So I right click on reference, manage NuGet packages, and here I write Python tools. Python tool. You need to search for this Python tool. So you can see here it will list Python tools as well as IronPython. So I'm going to include both the libraries. First, I'll install the 64-bit Python for used in build scenarios, and also I'm going to set up, I'm going to install IronPython or add a reference. So first I add IronPython as a reference. So you can see it added the IronPython.module. So these are the references which has been added in the current project. And also I'm going to install Python for 64-bit for use in build scenarios. So once all the references has been added, I click on close. So we can make sure that all the references has been added in our under reference directory. So these are the references I was talking about. We have got IronPython, and these are the references which would be requiring for this project. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I write here, I add the reference using IronPython dot hosting. So that's the library or the reference library I have been added. Now in main function, first I'm going to get the input from user console dot write line, and please enter a string which you would like to print from Python, and console create a variable where input is equal to console dot read line. Console dot read line. Then I create a new instance of for Python engine. So py is equal to Python dot create engine. So we are creating an engine basically. so that we can interact with the we can use all the functions and the very properties or the behaviors of Python. We can include them or integrate it with our current solution. So create engine. Then I start a try and a catch block. So just in case if anything goes wrong, so it would be able to handle that exception. So catch exception and console dot write line ex dot message dot to string message dot to string. And here the variable, the string, whatever string which we pass and store into this input. So I'm going to use, so I'm going to pass the value of this variable into by using this Python, the instance of this Python engine, and then it will execute. Then in Python we have a print statement, we have a print function which will help us to print anything on the editor. So I'm going to use that print function here. So I write py dot execute and use this print statement. Should be go within double quotes print, and I write from, should be go in single quotes, from Python, just to display that it is going from Python, it's coming from Python. So that's the syntax. So what it will do, it will simply pass the input in the print function of Python. And finally, when we're done with this, I again get console dot write line, press enter to exit, and console dot read line. Let's test this code. So it's a very simple code. So in order to test this, I simply click on start. So as soon as I start it, you can see it gives me a message, please enter a string, which would you like to print from Python. So I write here welcome to BISP, and as soon as I press enter, I got a message from Python, welcome to BISP. Now as you can see here, I haven't used console dot write line to print this, to print the message. I'm using print statement, and this print statement exists in Python, and this would be executing by using by the instance of this create engine of Python. So let's modify this more, and instead of executing a simple statement, I would like to execute a Python script. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create one Python script by going into Python engine by using Python editor. So I have already done that. You can see it's a Python file, it's a script, Python script, extension as py. And if we open this script, it simply contains a message, welcome to BISP, or we can customize it. Instead of welcome to BISP, we can say Python integration with .NET video. And if I simply execute it, I'll simply get a message, Python integration with video .NET video. Similar, so I want to execute this Python script from within my .NET. So it's pretty simple. I simply eliminate the existing code, and instead of execute, I write py dot execute file, because we want to execute a file. So I write the file, execute file, and the location. So it's on my C drive, Python 27 abc.py. You need to provide the complete URL, complete path of that file. And because we are going to execute the file, so let's test it. So I simply run it. I simply press F5. I got a message, please enter a string, would you like to print from Python. This is just a dummy string. Even if you simply press A or any symbol, I simply type A, it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to read this. I'm going to read the date. I'm going to display this statement or this line which exists in this abc.py script. and as soon as I press enter, it execute the file, it run the file, it executes the file, and whatever it contains in the file, it simply run it. So you see I'm getting a message, Python integration with .NET Video. So this statement is coming from this abc.py. So here I have given my local system URL for local path. Instead of that, you can add this file in the current application, and then you can use the instead of using abc.py, you can simply use abc.py. But first of all, we need to add that file, existing file. We need to add this into our solution, Python 27, and we need to add this file here, abc.py. So I add this file here. So we can add the file in our current application as well, and then we can add it. Or instead of this, we can simply give any URL as well. For example, if your script resides on a location on a server, so you can give your server URL as well. So that's how we can integrate Python with .NET, and we can execute the commands, execute the statements from the by using Python functions and modules. So that's all in this video. I hope you found this video interesting and helpful. If that's so, please don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, and don't forget to press like button. If you have any queries, you can write to us on www.bsptrainings.com. Keep watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.